This UMT Club class looks like they're having a great time, don't they? In today's session, you will learn about Intermediate Rudiments and the Level 6 Supplemental Workbook that helps students prepare for the RCM Level 6 theory exam. I've got 5 bright ideas for teaching Level 6 for you today. The building blocks of music lay the foundation of form and analysis, and they really light the way to score success in melody writing and music history. So get ready, right? At UMT, we got you covered, and today is about Level 6 and the new concepts, 5 bright ideas for teaching, the Level 6, of course, plus a UMTC success story from our very own Ultimate Music Theory certified teacher, Debbie Scott from Ontario, Canada. The Level 6 table of contents starts with the comparison chart that itemizes the new concepts in the supplemental series. Plus, we've included a bonus Level 6 theory exam and a special certificate to recognize your students upon the completion of Level 6. So there's the comparison chart, all the new concepts, and then, of course, the complete theory exam for Level 6 and that certificate. And everybody loves to, celebrate their accomplishments, obviously. If you have your Intermediate Rudiments workbook and your Level 6 supplemental workbooks and answer books handy, you can follow along with the pages that we're going to be covering today. So you might want to go grab those really quick. The Level 6 comparison chart maps out the RCM Level 6 theory concepts with the Level 6 supplemental workbook. And supplemental workbook pages are indicated with a star as new concepts are introduced in the 2016 theory syllabus. And these concepts are reviewed in the analysis pages and cover everything that you need to complete those exams. So let me ask you a question. Are you ready? Are you ready? Say yes. We're having a good time today. I'm so happy that you're here. So let me ask you a question. Are you ready to learn 5 bright ideas for teaching Level 6? Say yes. Just put it in the chat box so I know you're with me. Okay, then let's light up your musical light bulb and see how we can incorporate these ideas into your teaching today, because we're going to have a lot of fun. So let's get started. 5 bright ideas for teaching Level 6. The first bright idea is cadences. What are they called? Well, here we go. In the Intermediate Rudiments on page 114, students are introduced to 3 types of cadences. So what are they called? Well, a perfect cadence is also known as an authentic cadence, which is the 5-1 cadence. A Plagal cadence is a 4-1 cadence. And an imperfect cadence is also known as a half cadence, or a 1-5 or a 4-5 cadence. So the cadences are perfect or authentic, plagal, imperfect, or half cadence. In the Intermediate Rudiments workbooks, we're going to be introduced to cadences. Now meet my student Quinn, a musician in the making, as we talk about the what of cadences. Well, Quinn, today we're starting Intermediate Rudiments and the Level 6 Supplemental Workbook, and we're working on cadences. Woohoo! Are you excited?
Yeah.
Yay! All right, turn over in your book, Quinn, to page 114. And today we're reviewing a little bit about cadences and what are they called, right? So let's check it out. When you're talking about the perfect cadences, what's another name for the perfect cadence?
An authentic cadence.
Authentic, great. So we see that. What are the functional chord symbols for that are?
5 and 1.
5 and 1. Okay, so perfect is also called authentic. Now the plagal cadence, what are the functional chord symbols for that one?
4 and 1.
4 and 1, perfect. And then, or I should say plagal, ha ha ha. And then imperfect, which is also called a half cadence. Now what about that one?
Those are 1-5 or 4-5.
Right. Now, I noticed that we're using Roman numerals. And so what's the difference, Quinn, when we use uppercase Roman numerals and lowercase Roman numerals?
A lowercase Roman numeral means that it's a minor chord.
Minor chord, okay. And uppercase indicates?
Uppercase means that it's a major chord.
Major chord. Okay. So let's take a look at the whiteboard and grab your marker and we'll get ready to kind of fill in some blanks here. So we see that we've indicated we're working on authentic, also known as perfect, plagal, half cadence, also known as imperfect. Now on the circle of fifths, Quinn, if we look at the key signature of these measures, what key are we thinking in here?
We're thinking C major right here.
C major. Okay, what does C major have in it?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. All right. So in the very first one, when we're identifying the cadences based on functional chord symbols, we're going to use what?
Roman numerals.
Roman numerals. Excellent. So because we're in a major key, are we using uppercase or lowercase?
We're using all uppercase.
All uppercase. Okay, so let's go ahead and first identify the root. So the root is always the lowest note, right? Not of the triad, but of the overall chord. So the root is always in the bass clef based on a keyboard cadence. So go ahead and write in the root note for that very first cadence. The root is who?
G.
G, and then?
And C.
Okay, and go ahead and put in the functional chord symbols for that cadence. Excellent. Okay, so now let's do the plagal cadence. So what are the functional chord symbols? Well, actually, first we're doing the root, right? So who's the root note?
The root here is F
Okay.
and C.
F and C. And what is that cadence called?
And that is a plagal cadence.
Plagal cadence, okay. And then what are the functional chord symbols?
4 and 1.
Excellent. Okay, now we're talking about half cadence, and that's also referred to as an imperfect cadence. So go ahead and put in the root note for each of those chords. And the root is?
C.
And then?
And G.
G, okay. And the functional chord symbols?
1 and 5.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So now the interesting thing is that we have our authentic cadence, we have our plagal cadence, and when we're doing the half cadence, we can actually have it written two different ways. What does a half cadence have to end on?
On the 5.
On the 5, absolutely. Okay, so go ahead and finish the last one. So the root note there is?
F.
F, and it moves up to?
To G.
G. Excellent. And then the functional chord symbol would be?
4.
Mm-hmm.
And 5.
4 and 5. Now the interesting thing too, Quinn, is that when we're writing our cadences and we're writing our half cadences, can a 5 chord end on a 5-7 chord for a half cadence?
No.
No. The only time we can use the 5-7 chord is only when we're writing a perfect cadence, right? But if we're ending it with a half, we used to have to do the 5 chord.
Yes.
So now let's have some fun. Let's change that to C minor. So looking at the circle of fifths, Quinn, what's in the key signature for C minor?
We have, it's the same as E flat major. So we have B, E, and A flat.
Okay, B, E, and A flat. So looking at this, and if we're just going to use accidentals, how would you change that first authentic cadence to make it a minor key, C minor? What do you have to add?
The only flat that we would have is E flat.
E flat, correct. And then the only thing you'll have to change is just erase the uppercase I, and we need to change that to a lowercase I. Can you go ahead and change that? Right, but it still is C the root, correct?
Yes.
Now, every time we write the root note, we always use uppercase letters when we're referring to the root. The only time we use lowercase is if we're using functional chord symbols. Okay, let's do the next one. So now we have a plagal cadence, and now we have to really think about this because what's in the key signature for C minor?
B flat, E flat, and A flat.
Okay, so look at the 4 chord. Do you have a B, E, or A in there?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Closer. Just kidding. Okay. Yes, you do. So we need to go ahead and put a flat on the A. Very good. And then what about the functional chord symbol? The uppercase Roman numeral 4, you may as well erase the 1 as well.
Yeah.
Both have to be changed to lowercase, correct? So it's still uppercase F. It still is the 4 chord. dot. Very good. And then just the I.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have to finish off. So now we've got the 4 chord. Now we have to finish off the 1 because you also need to put a flat on the
E.
On the E. Good job. Okay, so now we're doing the last one. We've got our half cadence. So let's do the 1-5 half cadence first. So we have C in there, and the key signatures you said was?
E flat major, or sorry, C minor with B flat, E flat, and A flat.
Okay, do you have anything in there you need to change?
You
need to put an accidental on what in the 1 chord?
Accidental on the E flat.
Correct. Okay, so now we need to change that I to a lowercase I for the 1. Now, what do we know about the 5 chord in a minor key? It always has to be?
It still stays major.
Still stays major. So we need to add anything?
With accidentals, no.
No, correct. Because what would be the raised 7th note of C minor?
The B flat to the B natural.
Exactly. And since we're using accidentals, do we need to put in a natural sign?
No.
No, because it has a function, right? The function of a natural sign is to cancel the key signature. Excellent. Okay, so then we don't need to change that to a lowercase. And now in the very last one, we have 4-1. Do we need to change anything in there? Do we have any B flat, E flat, or A flat?
No.
Check again.
Yes, we do.
Okay, that's all right, Quinn. So go ahead and add that. What are you missing?
The A flat.
A flat. Very good. And then we're going to change that lowercase 4. And as you just said, we don't need to change the 5 because?
Because even in a minor key, it stays major.
Even in a minor key, that 5 chord is major, major, major. So we have authentic cadence, which has also been referred to as perfect. We have plagal, half cadence, also referred to as? Imperfect. Okay, good. So are you ready, Quinn? You're going to do page 114 to page 118 in your Intermediate Rudiments workbook. You all set?
Yep.
For sure?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. Page 114 to 118. Nice work.